Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different, like we said when we were kids, but before we get too old and our life starts to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different, like we said when we were kids, but before we get too old and our lives start to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. See, I'm creating the wealth and I'm creating the beat. Sacrificing the most, sacrificing the life. Live beneath in my own means and I'm leaving to die. Set of financial freedom, it's a goal of mine. More than the value of the others' highs. Temptation is tempting, surrounding me as they did it to others and they developed abilities. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different, like we said when we were kids, but before we get too old and our lives start to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make a difference, like we said.
Now I gotta surprise them. Not that ring like Dwight when I keep my eyes on my rivals. Understand my place in life, but still remain spiteful. I got the lyrics to my flow, the spiritual my code. Appear to be fearless, I've got blisters in my throat. Overcome and conquer, this the goal, my mind steady on a roll. But don't come too close or smack that fat off like lipo. Cast it out to be viral. Fuck the police on a high note. Trying to ball like a gold untinted, raw and uncut. Flawless to the touch, my tolerance is clutch. So fuck all you haters who think that I'm nuts. Walking around with bombs ready to bust, and with the pressure on my shoulders like I carry a ton. But notice on my back without a dare to run. Fears and emotion, I've chalked it up to be done. So far I've come, can't turn back now. The game is almost over, time to take my final bow. Chalked it up to be done. So far I've come, can't turn back now. The game is almost over, time to take my final bow. So here I go, here's my shot. Brain, heart, and my thoughts affect the pains of this life I've got. Saying it can't seem to get enough. Yeah, my life was in the rough, but fuck all these problems, let's just raise another cup. I've got the guts, and I'm not the one. Steady trying to raise the bar and make a name from nothing.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different, like we said when we were kids, but before we get too old and our life starts to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make a difference, like we said when we were kids, but before we get too old and our lives start to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Had no more phones are gone, said 4 channels, we went broke out, no, so we broke out us. Since it's confidence, said we did it like this, and it didn't really happen. Said we hold to anyone, and it really happened. Said small deposits at a banks now and then, so we had to make ends. We rubbed 2 quarters, rubbed 2 nickels, and we never had a dollar. And that's the way it is. My paycheck's at $35. That was grand to me. That was a grand avenue. That was high class to me like a kid. It was high class, me like a business dude. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different. Like get too old and our life.
Steady trying to do this thing, it's gotta count for something. Now I feel like I'm in first place. Ain't gotta keep on running. That's the way that my mind wants this pace. So I'm becoming an hour a dummy. Fuck the check, don't need the money. Just respect and not be cunning. Yeah. And that's the way it is. Gotta make a difference like they said when we were kids.
Yeah, I remember my sober faces. Outlaw when I get in cases. I wasn't intimate, but familiar with the inside system. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Gotta make it different like I said when we were kids, but before you get too old and our life start to slip. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Before we get too old and our lives start to slip. It's the way it is.